Scalp your Bermuda lawn this spring with these 3 easy tips. Let's not overcomplicate it. It's not that hard. Let's get right into them. All right, a couple of videos you need to go check out if you have not already. First one is my 5 basics for a nice Bermuda lawn. Second one is when to scalp your Bermuda lawn. I've got a video I put out a few weeks ago that details exactly how to know when to scalp your Bermuda lawn. Tip number 1, pick the right time. There's 3 things that you need to look at to pick the right time to scalp your Bermuda lawn. So number 1, know your last frost date. Go to almanac.com, plug in your zip code, and it's going to give you a good estimation of when your last frost date is. Once you've passed that date, you're in good shape to go ahead and scalp your Bermuda lawn. 2 other things to keep in mind though. So the number 2 thing is look at your soil temps. Greencast Online is a good site to go to again plug in your zip code and get your soil temps. Once you're in the mid 60s and soil temps are starting to rise, your Bermuda is going to start coming out of dormancy, and that's another good indication that it's time to scalp your Bermuda lawn. Third thing is just visually walk out there with your eyes. Is there some green Bermuda starting to grow? Are you getting that green haze? It's time to go ahead and think about scalping that Bermuda lawn. Tip number 2, so this is where you get out there and scalp it. So 3 things to do when you scalp it: mow, bag, dump. That's it. It's not complicated. Let's talk about mowing. So when you mow, you want to drop your mower down to the last notch or one above the last notch. The main thing you want to make sure is that you are below what your normal height of cut is for your Bermuda. So if you cut your Bermuda normally around 2 inches, you want to be at least, at 1.5 inches on your scalp. If you have a level enough lawn and can go down to that very bottom notch, go ahead and do that and get all that old dead brown material off. So bagging, so you want to bag up all those clippings, don't leave them on the lawn. The goal is to get all that stuff removed, bag them, and dump them. So either dump them in a bag and discard, or if you're like me, I've got a compost pile, dump them and save them for brown material that you can add with your green grass clippings once the season gets going, and you can make your own compost. A couple other things to keep in mind when you're mowing. So start in one direction. If your lawn was left pretty tall, mine was 3 inches last year, you may want to start at a taller height, so let's say 2 inches, then drop it down to 1.5 inches, and drop it down to 1 inch if you want to go that low. But go one direction and then go the other direction to get a good clean cut. Definitely get your blades sharp. You want to get a good clean cut. Just file the blades off on the Time Master. Get your bag going and wear a mask, put some music on, and just enjoy it as best you can. It's not a lot of fun, but the results are worth it, so let's get it done. Check it out. You can see a little light green. It's still pretty dormant. Some POA spots mixed in there, but the scalp is done, thank goodness. If anyone says they enjoy scalping a Bermuda lawn in the spring, then leave a comment below. I enjoy the results, but not the process. It's absolutely grueling. Let me show you what I did with the clippings. That's what you end up with. All right, I told you this is easy. We're on the last tip. Tip number 3. Once you get it scalped down, don't go crazy yet with the fertilizer. Don't go overboard with weed killer. Give it a few weeks for that lawn to really start greening up. You want to be like 75 to 80% green before you start dropping that nitrogen fertilizer, which really can depend on your area. For me, that's going to be probably May 1st, end of April. But for you, it could be a little bit different. So just make sure you look at your local extension guidelines and see what month do they recommend that you start fertilizing your Bermuda. And that's a good starting point. Or you can visually go out there and see, when am I like 75 to 80% greened up? That's time to go ahead and start putting down fertilizer. Weed killer, you can put it out there. You're going to see some POA and some other kind of winter weeds. Most of those are going to die off anyway. If you're still a few weeks out from doing your scalp, you could go ahead and treat the POA and the winter weeds with a product from Home Depot or Lowe's called Image, red label. It is labeled to kill POA and other winter weeds, but most likely the heat's going to take those out. The reason why I don't like to put weed killer down once I've done my scalp is you're going to see spots where your Bermuda's kind of starts getting yellowed out. It'll damage the Bermuda for a little bit. It will recover, but I'm gonna wait till the lawn is really vigorous and growing before I start doing a lot of post-emergent weed killer. All right, so that's it. That's my 3 tips. So pick the right time. Once it's go time, mow, bag, and dump. Then make sure you hold off on the fertilizer and the post-emergent weed killer for a little bit. Easy as that, and you'll be ready and set for the season. So would ask that if you are liking the content and enjoy this video, please hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.